This is about to seem crazy what I'm about to say, but I'm not really mad at Cooking with Kaya. For one reason and one reason only. I don't feel bad for people who get with like red flags, bro. Yes, I said red flags. Why would you cuff a girl that shakes her ass on the internet and her famous line is, "I can take your man"? I heard there's some more shit coming out too, and it's just not the cheating shit. We already knew what it was, bro. We already knew what Cooking with Kaya, bro. I don't feel sorry for that nigga. I don't. Now, it would be different if she was like just a regular cooking content creator and then she was on some thought shit, bro. But that's not the case. Anyways, we got a video about Omizi, per usual. Like his shit. Subscribe to him. Let's get into it.
I'm just irritated. Like, my name just gets slandered so much, and I really...
No, you was throwing your ass on the dude when you had a boyfriend. Now, even though I said what I said at the beginning, it still doesn't make it right what she did. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, she still had a boyfriend. And then they try to play that mind games. How did I cheat if we weren't... Y'all were together, bro. Y'all were together. You probably, like, more in reality, you probably caused problems before you went off to streaming university. If y'all weren't together. You know what I'm saying? Even then, it's just moving fast, bro. You fast, bro.
really don't be doing nothing. Like, I literally don't be doing nothing. It's just always something. When it comes to my name, it's just always something. Like, it's so rare that I see positive stuff about me. And I literally don't do nothing. Like, nothing. Like, nothing could get worse than that. So it's just like, all the hate and everything, like, nothing affects me no more. Like, it's like I have no feelings no more. All right, y'all, I'm finna just end for a little bit.
Now, as much as I love Cooking with Kaya, she can't act as if she doesn't play a part in some of these conversations that's being had around her. When Cooking with Kaya first came onto the scene, I was one of the early adopters of her mantra, and just the whole movement that she had going on. I really appreciated that she was very catching with her jingle, introducing some sort of new content, and was putting a spin on the whole cooking content, while having a lot of the world either feeling her or upset at her because of the way that she was going about doing things.
I'm sorry, but I do not like this little Cooking with Kaya hoe. First of all, I was on the phone with this dude the other day. He got saying, Cooking with Kaya, Cooking with Kaya. First of all, don't be singing that on my phone. Then, we make it even worse, I can barely cook. I might be able to cook a little cornbread and a little cabbage, but all that, I can't cook like that. Then you got the girl dancing while she cooking. Like, girl, you was doing that for no reason. Like, it would have been cool if the girl...
This is just some hating shit, bro. It was just some hating shit. Notice how she didn't say I was on the phone with my boyfriend or my man or my husband. You more than likely have options too. Please. Can we not do that, please? You more than likely have options too. And like, I don't know. I'm not finna judge her, bro, because you never know who it is. But at the same time, bro, it's just like some real deal hating shit. Oh my God. Some real deal hating shit.
Didn't have a dump truck. My man is not allowed to watch Cooking with Kaya. Period, point blank. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
She captivated the world with her viral dance, the viral jingle, and shaking her ass while holding a plate of food, which is all good and dandy. Having a hook and a catchphrase while doing some sort of content usually gets people in it. And being popular by any means necessary by no means is a bad thing, except for when you continuously play into it, play it up, and it becomes your personality. And I think that that's what Cooking with Kaya is facing. It doesn't help that she's aligned herself with a lot of the people that the internet is having a hard time.
On a side note, bro, unrelated to Cooking with Kaya, bro, I just ate a Biggie. I smashed a Biggie bag about like an hour ago. They had like this deal going on the Wendy's app, bro, and they had like a large fry, and I got a Biggie bag. I get the junior bacon Biggie bag. You don't care? Shut up. All right, my bad. Back to the video.
With right now. After Streamer University, she aligned herself with the likes of DDG, which the internet absolutely hates at the moment.
He's actually a genuine, nice person. Like, he is shark. He be sharking. But to me, he's just a genuine person. He's never been like a weirdo. He's never been like, he's very respectful.
I feel like as you get to know me more throughout these rounds, you will get to see my heart and see where the type of person I really am. Because, you know, on the line, they paint me as a terrible person. But in real life,
me too.
Yeah, and I want to tell you in front of all these people, the hate that you getting is because you're pretty. That's it.
And while I do think that that's some of the more recent and bigger issues that Cooking with Kaya is facing, is who she's aligning with, we cannot skip over the fact that her already persona has been amplified times 10 ever since she stepped into the WL community. And it's super strange because even before when she first...
What the hell is WL? He says this every other video, bro. And nobody that watches my videos is letting me know. What the hell is WL?
got onto the scene, it was very much a tame and
Since y'all ain't finna tell me and y'all want to watch my video, we can go do some research together, bro. Y'all don't want to tell me? WL community is also known as the W community. Is an informal and loosely affiliated collective of English-speaking Twitch streamers, YouTube streamers, and YouTubers. Thank you, internet. Since people that don't watch my shit don't tell me.
Subdued version. I seen her do cooking streams with Ray. I'd seen her do cooking streams with Rakai. I'd seen her do cooking streams with even DDG, and they were simple and they were not as lies. But as time went on, we could see her real colors coming out. You see, this community has a very, very strange relationship with women. And we've talked about it before, and of course we'll get into it again. But when a pretty woman, or hell, even any sort of woman is on screen, the object of the joke is them. The idea and what they're targeting is them. And 9 times out of 10 is sexualizing them. Now, I don't think that any of this stuff is inherently bad. Like I'm about to show video with Kaya in some shorts. She's at the grocery store buying groceries. It's not necessarily bad. But the camera angles decided by the cameramen of these streamers is very, very telling.
And then like that. That's cool. And then melt that. And then rinse those off and then throw them in.
I don't even know what the want to Look at you dropping stuff. See? You talking about me? Look, I gotta call out.
Nah, I be dropping stuff a lot.
This is that one dude that be making them skits. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. I'd take that all back.
See? You talking about me? Look, I gotta call out.
Nah, I be dropping stuff a lot.
Yo, bro. All right, we gotta have an uncomfortable conversation, bro. We gotta have an uncomfortable conversation right now, bro. Why do all niggas that get money dress the same, bro? The Quan blueprint, bro. Like the design on the pants and the crop box tees or just oversized tees, bro. Why is nobody wearing... Why do I never see niggas wearing leather jackets? Why do I not see niggas just wearing like streetwear, like more vintage clothes, or like blue jeans or black pants and like exotic hoodies and all that shit? Why is it always the same shit? Graphic with the printed tees, bro. And the Cuban link, bro. We need to incorporate more style. Listen to my community. And I'm speaking like a president. I don't care, nigga. That's the type of time that I'm on today. When I get money, yes, I say when, not if. When, because manifestation is key. I get money, I'm going to be putting that shit on, bro. I don't need no stylist, bro. Kai Snap. I don't need no stylist, bro. I know, bro. I know how to put that shit on, bro. I have before. Back when I was in high school, all my Wendy's checks when I worked at... I gotta remember this is my phone. In case y'all wonder why I look down a lot, I have an app. Hold on. Can it see? I have an app on my phone where like I can move my camera around. Like, watch this shit. It's gonna be dope. Oh my gosh. Hold on, put it back down. But I have an app on my phone for my camera, and you know, it just helps me get a good look at how I look right now, if my fucking camera's swaying off, or my audio, because like it has a bar at the top, but it shows my audio if it's dead or not. All that. But what was I saying? I talk too damn much. I forgot. Something about clothes, bro. Just know I'm gonna put that shit on whenever I get it, bro.
See? You talking about me? Look, I gotta call out.
Nah, I be dropping stuff a lot. They had a whole debate on Instagram talking about Sour cream do not belong in macaroni.
90% of that conversation wasn't even about cooking. It was about sexual innuendos, and there wasn't really any learning involved at all. It was just, hey, this is her from behind, even though we could get another camera angle. This is her from behind, and hey, look at these little bitty shorts she's got on while we make jokes about macaroni noises. And I cut slack for Cooking with Kaya, because I understand the game is game and it is what it is. But I already know from past situations with women in the WL, it's not a simple thing of just being.
Stop saying WL, dude. Even though I just figured out what it means, bruh, it's just like, just say the streaming community or the content creation space. Did you make this shit up? Who made that shit up?
On camera making some jokes certain times, the community at large is going to sexualize you. This is a bunch of young and horny men ready, willing, and able to ship any relationship she's in with any sort of man, whether it be platonic or semi-romantic or whatever, or hell, even if they're just captured on screen together. We've gone through this with Connie Rhodes, Kalani Rogers, Senna, and whoever else is in the WL. WL is just a certain community on Twitch. I know some of the older people have asked me to break that down before, but this is, Aiden Ross.
First off, dude, if you're insinuating that I'm older, you better stop right there. I done told these folks on the internet, stop calling me Unc. And now you're just fueling the fire. I just didn't know what it meant, sir. I'm done being called Unc. I'm 21. I graduated in 2022. That is not, like, the pages on my yearbook are still fresh. They do not have dust on them, dude. I'm not Unc.
Agent 00, Kai Cenat, Duke Dennis, Phantom, DDG, that side is WL. It's for wins, loss. Is this a W a good thing or a L a bad thing? Just had to break that down.
People were just making shipping jokes and they went too far. And now people are like, oh, you slept with this person, did you, or whatever. And I'm like, for me, I just don't want that to be attached to my name because I did not have any relations with my friends. Do you know what I mean? Or my friend. And that person is my friend. And I want it to be that way. At this point, it's being dragged. Like, it's just being dragged. So
does this mean there's opportunity for me to shoot when I get up there? Yo, my community got to put on, bro. Honestly. When I shoot, I need y'all to spread the word like Paul Revere, bro. Cause look, I've been in the gym lately, I promise. Only a few more months. And we gonna be there. Now I'm gonna start shooting, bro, like Curry, bro.
like it to just go away so that I can not have people do that.
It seems like every woman in this community that I talk about, Senna, Lala Batiste yesterday with DDG, Zoe Spencer, Connie Rhodes, Kalani Rogers, just about any woman, and now Cooking with Kaya, seems to have some struggles with their perception in the community, romantic relationships, parasocial relationships, just their presence being completely platonic when it comes to a lot of these people. And I already know that there are online pressures that a lot of these young women face when going into the online sphere that push them towards content like OnlyFans and, playing into the sexuality. It's not just that easy to avoid. Most of the jokes surrounding them are normally sexual.
I'm gonna be honest, is it weird if I say that I wanted to be the throat goat, but
that's so...
Why would you say that?
Where it starts to go bad for a lot of them is when they participate in the joke, is when they start leading the conversations, and when these young women fall into the trap that this community has set. Which brings me back to Cooking with Kaya and her antics at Streamer University and how I believe we got to the point where she is getting the hate that she is getting today. Cooking with Kaya was announced as a professor at Streamer University, where she was supposed to teach culinary classes, be a personality, etc., etc. And while her star did take off there, it might have been for the wrong reasons in hindsight. Now, it all started when she went to some sort of party where she was dancing with a couple of content creators, most notably Quan, the fashion content creator from TikTok, and she had her ass slapped on.
What's up with that Quan Cozy Hoodie shit? I heard he scammed hundreds of people, and he still says they're being shipped out. But I heard these allegations, I think, are from years ago, 2022, of people saying, yo, my shit still hasn't been shipped yet. But I remember I used to watch his vlogs back when he was in high school, bro. That was forever ago.
by him. Now, because this is the internet, obviously this was captured and sent out to the ethos, but what we did not know is that she had a boyfriend this whole time who was sitting at a hotel maybe a couple miles away consuming all this, and he proceeded to crash out on the internet, and rightfully so. Now, where Cookingwitkya went wrong within this situation is not only going to a party and dancing with a guy and having him slap your ass and claiming that you didn't feel it. That story felt like rubbish, but regardless of that, coming to the internet and publicly addressing it in the way that she did is where she lost a lot of her credibility, and where a lot of credibility to the quote unquote hoe phase name or whatever that she's getting, which I don't believe in. I think that's totally disrespectful, but this is just what the internet is calling her. They got a lot of it from her response, which was bad, and it was led by something in her early 20s.
I'm not gonna speak on his situation because I did have, I'm not gonna sit here and cap. Of course I have feelings for him, but I feel like he really did the most about this situation, and the way he's trying to slander my name like I'm a whore. First of all, if I was one, that would be embarrassing for you. Like, why would you stay with a whore? Why would you cry for a whore when she says she wants you to go get established and that she doesn't want to be in a relationship? Why would you literally cry? Y'all, I've never seen a man cry like that. And I'm not, men can cry, but it just got to the point where it's like, dang, like every time I tell you anything like that, like you should take, like that should be a good thing. I just want you to be established. That's all I want.
And so what a lot of people surmise from that, and probably what I did too, is that being around all these other established content creators let her be wild and free and forget about the commitment that she made at home. Regardless of anything, there were some conversations it seemed like that were had beforehand, and she decided to go ahead and not acknowledge them, or, you know, just go against them when she got to Streamer University. Then in front of the millions of people watching this content, she emasculates him, talks about how he's crying, talks about how he's not getting any money, all these different things. And I can see why the dog piling is coming. Like, I can hear the barking in my ear. Now, if these are her true feelings, I would think that she would just not have this conversation online, because this does not seem like it's for public consumption. But so naturally, people were going to be ticked off about this, and the fact that right after the apology, she got into more twerking.
Let the way you touch my back. You cannot make that shit up, bro. She just, and I quote, said she's not a whore. She about the guy she was messing with, and goes right back to twerking, bro. You can't make that shit up, bro. I encourage anybody, not just the men, but the women, please just, how do I put this? In the nicest way possible. Fucking laptop going stupid. Nah, keep going stupid. Wait till we start getting more gameplays in, bro. You're finna be burning up. Get ready, dummy. Anyways, sorry about that, guys. If you watch my other videos, you know that me and this laptop have pre-existing beef, bro. It's never gonna end. Never gonna end with him, bro. But I would say get someone with good morals, bro. And then we gotta start taking accountability, bro. We gotta start taking accountability for the women and the men we mess. Whoa, not me. I did include the ladies, so the men y'all mess with. We gotta start taking accountability for our partners, bro. If you see that a girl, bro, is like shaking ass all day on the internet, hella guy friends, hella da-da-da, whole phase, da-da-da-da, dude, why are you trying to commit? Why are you trying to commit to that, bruh? Stop, I feel like it's a pressure from society because, we're trying to normalize shit that shouldn't be normalized. Sex work, I'm going to keep my thoughts on that quiet because I'm not finna get disrespectful. But at the same time, don't let nobody force you what you're not comfortable with, bro. If you don't want to date someone with a high body count, don't let them convince you that you're a misogynist or you're engaging in purity culture or internalized misogyny if you're a woman, bro. Don't fall into that shit. I always said there's nothing wrong with someone with there's nothing wrong, having a high body count doesn't diminish you as a person, bro. It don't. But at the same time, if you have, let's say, 13 and someone only has 3 or 2, they're within their right to say, I don't want to date someone with that high of a body count. I want to date someone around my range. Same thing if someone has 0 to 1 and they don't want to date no more than someone that has 1. That's fine. There's ranges. Don't let these people fool you. Don't let them convince you to be okay with something you're not okay with, because I would never be okay with my girl shaking ass on camera. I would never be okay with my girl being up in somebody's face. I would never be okay with my girl like disrespecting me and wanting attention from other guys, bro. That's just me. Me and my girl, my next girl, we're gonna have a connection, bro. It's us two. And now I ain't saying she's gonna be closed off from everybody, but she won't do certain shit that disrespects me. But anyway, that's enough yapping for today. I hope y'all enjoy the video. Follow my Instagram, subscribe, go show the original creators love. Go check out this summertime edition Red Bull. I'm not sponsored. Get me sponsored, by the way, if you see this, guys. And I love y'all. Peace.